So hey guys, today I'm playing Bomber Squadron, a new game on Roblox that just came out. This will be a brief tutorial for all the beginner players out there who are willing to try this game out. The classes are Pilot, Radio Op and Gunner. I'm gonna only show the perks of Pilot to make you familiar with the perking system. I'm not gonna show the rest of them. Let's get into a game of classic. I'm gonna play solo because I don't want any teammates here, and I play much better at solo than having any teammates. You will see why. As you can see, I'm lagging very much here because my internet connection was very weak at my living room, so I just came out, so I just came in my bedroom. As you can see, there are three classes here: Pilot, Radio Op and Gunner. I'm gonna choose Radio Op because that is the maxed out class of mine. These are called the exchange perks, which you can buy in the lobby at that big tent. Three equipments to pick from: survival vest, flight jacket and flak jacket. In my opinion, if you're playing solo, then choose the flight jacket. It will provide you warmth and protection from the enemy fighters. I just skipped the tutorial here because I know how to play the game. You can play the tutorial if you want, but beware, it will just drain out your fuel of the plane. This is known as the radio up station, which you can chart a course for a plane to stay at the course. Either you're just flying in a straight line. I don't know why you need that. And there are three abilities you can see: call for fuel, jam comms, and call for backup. I will show the functions later. There are three altitude options here: low, mid, and high. At low altitude, you can chart the course very easily, and at mid altitude, it takes some time to chart the course, and at high altitude, you cannot chart the course. I recommend staying at mid altitude all the time, but it depends on the flag zones. There are enemy fighters on the radar, as you can see, and you can see the mark enemies options. I was trying to avoid the flags, so I didn't mark them, and you will see why I need to mark them. To mark the enemy airplanes, you need to input the arrow keys code, just like the chart course. And if you want your NPC gunners to attack them, you need to mark them, or else they will not attack them. You can see that there are options of bay doors, bomb load, and drop. You need to open the bay doors to drop the bomb, and you can choose how many bombs you want to drop. I recommend only choosing one bomb because there are many targets you need to destroy later in the game. Also, you need to make sure that you close the bay doors like me, so it doesn't create air drag and it uses much more fuel. As I told you, it is a little harder to chart the course at mid altitude than at low altitude. This is the radio which will keep you informed at which altitude is the flag and where is the targets to be destroyed. I recommend opening the bay doors as late as you can to destroy the target because the open bay doors can create air drag and it uses much more fuel. Just don't miss the target. This is the later on game footage I am using. As you can see, there is a warning sign at the radio station because I need to chart the course. If you don't chart the course, then after 5 or 6 minutes, if you don't even chart the course after that much long time, the plane will automatically crash. There can be certain situations where the flag is present at both between low and mid altitude, and you can see I can chart even at the high altitude because I have a special ability which you can unlock at level 10 radio op in the lobby, in the game, which allows you to chart course even at high altitude using the stars. This is the supply report. As you can see, it can attack you using the turrets that are present around him. You can see the orange, yellow fuel canister sign, that means it is using much more fuel, and it uses much more fuel at high altitude. Unless you have pilot level 10 perk, which allows you to fly at high altitudes without using much more fuel. This means all the three perks are important. You can see the red sign here that is saying you are ascending, descending, your scope will be inaccurate until you level off. This means it will be inaccurate if you drop the bombs at the scope target. I recommend going high and drop the bombs. You can see that my electric system just failed out of nowhere because your in-flight systems like oxygen, hydraulics and electric system can randomly go out at any random times. No equipment, no repair pack are needed to repair them. You can just play a mini game like Among Us. After you cross 1400 kilometers, you are at a friendly airbase, which is a checkpoint, and there are total of 3 waves. This is the wave number 1. You can see that there are many options to upgrade your plane like weapons, armor systems, engines and others. I recommend buying the bottom turret and top turret for your NPC gunners to deal more damage. But on the later on game, you need to also upgrade your armor, systems and engines as it will become important and there will be more enemies appearing. You can see many equipment to customize your character with. I recommend using the winter hat, fingerless gloves and running shoes. But I chose thermal boots because I needed warmth. At last it just depends on which class you're playing. If you're playing gunner class then you need the flak and protection. If you're playing pilot then you need the warmth, and if you're playing radio ops then you need mobility. I recommend running shoes and fingerless gloves for more mobility. While not sacrificing warmth, you can use flight jacket. I also recommend oxygen bottle V1. It does not sacrifice your mobility for radio ops class as you need to go out and repair the engines and all the stuff. Last, I just recommend you play the game by yourself or with your teammates because at last you can just learn by failing and failing over time again. I also don't recommend you to stick with just one class. Just pick the class which you like at first and just rank it up till max. And after that, use the other classes. And this is the end of my tutorial. But also, I recommend you play the tutorial in game to get a better hang of it.